Hey, so I'm Michelle McVitie, mom the manager, and I'm here with Paige Sparrow, clinical social worker. We have been talking about self-compassion, finding your voice. And when we are dealing with people in our life, sometimes they don't respond the way that we want them to respond. We are doing all the right things, but it doesn't go so well. So how many of you have people in your life that give you their opinion, whether you want to hear it or not, criticize the way you are doing things? And in the moment, we feel a little bit stumped. We're not quite sure what to say to that person in the dollar store that's criticizing you, or even to your own mother-in-law, what to do. So we're going to help you with that right now. So I'm going to be the mother-in-law, the judgmental mother-in-law, and Paige is going to be, of course, the wonderful parent that she is. And we're going to set this up. So we're going to go right into a role play of we are at the park and Paige has a child around 2 or 3, and at the park, her child pushed another child. And of course, you can just imagine what the mother-in-law is thinking about this child and about how Paige is parenting. So Paige, she would have gone up to the child. How would you have responded to your child, Paige? What would you have said with the pushing? What would you have said?
So first, I would walk over to my child and say that I noticed that you were feeling really angry right now. And because you really, really wanted to go down that slide and you were very excited about that. And this other child went first. And I noticed that you ended up pushing that other child. And even though you feel angry, and it makes sense that you feel angry because you really wanted to go, it's not okay to push another child. So I would really want to focus on validation of my child.
Absolutely. And, some of us, this could be new, right? Nope, you just get right into punishing. So
Yeah.
this is a whole other video on how to validate your child, but I think this is great. So we validate this, but as the mother-in-law, I am seeing this differently. So let's get into our role play. You have just now walked back over to me. I've been watching this situation, and we're going to respond. Okay. So wow, Paige, you need to learn to tell her, you need to be strict. This child just does what you want, and then you're going over and having conversations with her. She's not old enough for that. You should have told her no. We should have just been leaving. This is ridiculous. No wonder she's always like this.
I know that you feel that way, and that's probably what happened like when you grew up and makes sense for what you've seen. But I think it's really important that we recognize that she was angry in that situation and that something happened before the pushing. So I hear the point you're making, and I feel like the important part there to recognize is that she felt angry.
Yeah, she
And
felt angry, and you don't push. The rule is you don't push, you don't touch. And the way that I was brought up is the same way I brought up your partner, and your partner turned out just great. And so did I. And your child is going to be one of those people that's entitled and does whatever they want. You just wait. You just wait until they get older. I'm not going to be around to wipe your tears when they're 15 and walking all over you.
And you're right, you are great, and my partner is really great, and I hope that my child is also going to be really great. And there's just different ways of like doing things and looking at things that I feel like are really important. And of course I don't want her to push, that's definitely not what I want, but I think it's important to recognize that there's like an emotion with that pushing.
You're really good at this because I can't even be mad at you anymore, Paige.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, this is a great example, right? But as you noticed, Paige stayed calm. She probably knows that this is my mother-in-law. This is what she's going to be like. I have to stand my ground. I have to be prepared. And it may not always go this smooth, but having those things prepared, because I know for myself, what I would have wanted to be is like, you think you got to figure it out? Like, you think that this has been a walk in the park with my partner? No, it's, like all these things. And like, you don't even know, I've been reading all the books and I went to all these courses and, so we can get activated. Absolutely. And eventually when you respond that way, the other person, like, this isn't fun. Like, you're just, right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were lovely, Michelle, and you like took my validation really well. And I could see that it like took the wind out of your sail and things calmed down. But if that was to go in a different direction where you were continuing to yell at me or continuing to like disregard my own opinion as a parent, then I would probably start to get into things like, you're not hearing me. I don't feel like you're respecting me right now. You're welcome to have your own view of this, but this is my child and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z with them. You're welcome to keep staying here at the park, but if this feels uncomfortable for you, then like you can leave as well, and we'll stay here. So starting to put some of those boundaries in and making sure that I'm not just getting swept up in the like, oh my gosh, should I have told her that that was terrible and you should never hit people? Like, of course I don't want her to hit people.
Yes.
So trying to really think about what I value and what's important to me.
Of course. And in that moment, we do get caught up with our emotion, and sometimes it doesn't go well, but we
Yeah.
can learn from that. So that was a great example. I hope you found it helpful. So we will see you soon.
Thanks.